Going live! You're live! Hey, what's up, sons? It's Blind Rod with Son of a Tech once again. All my hair product I don't have. This is one of these problems that you just don't realize that you have until you realize that you have it. And so stop judging my hair and my personal appearance. We also need to go get some lights to put in this overhead light so it's not so yellow. I don't like this whole, we need to go get some good lights that set up. We're going to get it done. But today we have yet another episode of the Crypto Mining Morning Show with yours truly, Blind Run. Thanks everybody for being here. And basically we are going to get into some of today's topics. And then as usual, after the topics, we will have some time for Q&A. So if you have any questions, save it for the end of the show. And of course, the donations are highly welcome. And then obviously today is a good day. Everybody, as far as crypto goes, it's a pretty good day. I think it's going to be a good time for quite some time. We have a few months of complete and utter bliss in the cryptocurrency market. Let's hop into today's first topic, which is going to be, let me see if I can do this right. Bam! Top Bitcoin mining pool Foundry starts digital currency staking business. You know what we forgot? Today's partner. GamerSupps. Let's go ahead and run that ad real quick. Today's video is brought to you in partnership with GamerSupps. GamerSupps provides a healthy alternative to sugary energy drinks with delicious flavors like Misfits Melon or my favorite Blue Raz. I use the GamerSupps as an alternative to support my active lifestyle outside of content creation. Caffeine-free options are great for late-night gaming after the kids have gone to bed. And my favorite part about GamerSupps is that they accept cryptocurrency. And for a limited time, when you purchase a tub with cryptocurrency, you will receive a Bitcoin shaker. Follow the affiliate link in the description. And don't forget to use code SOAT at checkout. And we're back. We didn't forget to run our partner today. You can check out the link down in the description below. This is the Bitcoin shaker you can get. If you already are wanting some GamerSupps, and just make sure you pay with crypto and use my promo code so you can get a Bitcoin shaker, because I don't know, it's cool. You get one for free. I got one for free. They sent me one for free. So I like it. Take it to the gym and flex on the homies. You know what I mean? Lifting weights like, yeah, I got that Bitcoin, baby. I got that Bitcoin. All right, let's get into today's article. The mining pool will provide staking services to institutional investors for 20 blockchain networks, including Solana, Helium, The Graph, and Horizon. Foundry Digital, which is among the world's top 5 Bitcoin mining pools, launched a new business called Foundry Staking to provide services to institutions related to various proof-of-stake blockchain networks. Quote, we have made significant investments in engineering talent and proof-of-stake or POS infrastructure to replicate our mining success in the fastest growing staking industry, said Foundry CEO Mike Collier. I like it when I question myself and I'm like, did I get it right? And I'm not sure. In a statement on Wednesday, proof of stake is the name of the consensus mechanism that requires users to stake an amount of cryptocurrency to become validators, as opposed to Bitcoin's proof of work that requires users to purchase and run mining equipment. You guys know we're all about the proof of work on this channel, but it's important to point out, I think, when these shifts are kind of happening so that you're aware of it. Foundry will tailor its staking business to institutions such as exchanges, wallets, custodians, hedge funds, banks, and venture capital firms. It will also provide various white glove customizable services for the mining pool's clients. Furthermore, the business will collaborate with digital asset prime brokerage Genesis to provide its clients with various treasury management services. Foundry's North American-based Bitcoin mining pool represents about 13% of the total hash rate, with over 20 exahashes per second of mining power, according to network data collected by BTC.com. Foundry's staking's range of services will cover 20 blockchain networks, including Solana, Helium, the Graph, and Horizon. That was at the beginning. So there you go. It is owned by Digital Currency Group. And essentially what is happening is the move of coins to proof of stake. Just to be clear. Obviously, in this big pump, in the bull run, all that sort of stuff, all of these poopy coins are going to be big business. Should you be, hopping on the bandwagon? Probably. I mean, it's probably going to make some good money and all of that, right? Initially. It should be interesting to see how all of the different proof of stake coins work out in the long run. Obviously, with big companies like Foundry Digital hopping in and so on, it's going to be a big deal. Does it replace Bitcoin and proof of work? Not necessarily. Bitcoin had a very specific purpose, and I think it is serving its purpose right now with hyperinflation and all that sort of stuff, and protecting, the average guy from losing his buying power when the government start printing a whole bunch of money. That being said, there are a lot of red flags with proof of stake in general, especially when it's in cases like Ethereum, where there's a very small group of people that control the decisions being made on the network that affect monetary policy, especially when it pertains to proof of stake, in my humble opinion. Now, the argument can also be said for ASIC as well, because if we're talking about ASICs, we are talking about purchasing equipment that only works on one coin. All right. I think you are reasonably safe with Bitcoin ASICs. I think you are extremely vulnerable with almost all other ASICs in general, unless they are ASICs that have multiple coins on their algorithm. Maybe there's an argument for script, right? Litecoin, Dogecoin, that sort of stuff. But just so you guys understand, like if those, coins make different moves or whatever, and you're kind of stuck on that with the ASICs, it's riskier. Yeah, that's pretty much it. All right. So we also have a new release for Raptorium here. CPUminer new release 1.2.4 released 5 hours ago. My understanding is that this added Alder Lake support, so I will be testing. Miner fees reduced by 0.25% while mining on flockpool.com. Come check it out and visit our Discord. Blah, 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 blah. Remember that you can reuse the tune config and config.json files from 1.2x by copying them into the 1.24 main folder. If you're using Alder Lake, you don't want to do this, because Alder Lake 12th generation Intel users are highly recommended to retune the miner. Make sure E-core numbers was detected properly. So if you guys aren't aware of Alder Lake, we already did the review of it. But essentially there are almost like, this is really funny, because remember Intel was like, oh, AMD's just taping two processors together. That's what Intel is doing now, except even more extreme, because you have essentially the P cores, which are like the performance cores, and you have the E cores, which are the efficiency cores, and the efficiency cores allow that to scale. On the 12900K, for example, you have 8 physical performance cores, 8 physical efficiency cores, and 8 threads, which are the hyper-threading portion of the performance cores. So it's very important, and we're going to be testing this. I had a lot of issues yesterday. Just in my personal life, that sort of stuff. And I did get the test bench set up late last night, but I am missing one little piece that I need that I'm going to get today. And then once I get that, hopefully we will have a video out for that, also for the G miner. So let's go ahead and continue though. You're just going to want to make sure those E-cores are detected properly. Hopefully we'll get that tested and out for you guys. Fixes. Fixed problem with the miner reconnecting after donation to the same pool occurred if the users switched to the backup pool at least once. And fixed problem with large pages, AVX, or below, while tune-full was set to true. General updates, update startup scripts to accommodate changes in Windows 11. Use new AVX2 SHA VAES on Alder Lake. So this is the one we'll want to use. Don't forget that. That's going to be important for me. And then correct some output inconsistencies while tuning. Added improvements for Alder Lake tuning. 6% 12900K increase. So we should see a 6% increase in hash rate for the 12900K. Retuning of the system is required to get improved performance. We could possibly get even more because we'll be using this specific setup or, instruction set. So I'm pretty excited to play with this. I definitely am. So flags, add eCores equals N, specify the number of eCores on the CPU. Miner will try to auto detect. It will show the predicted number. And then basically when we run it, we want to make sure that predicted number is correct for the 12900K. Once again, that's going to be 8 efficiency cores. If it doesn't detect that, we go into the batch file, we add this switch, and we add -- eCores equals 8. And then that's what we would add in. So that's what we'll be doing there. Now, another flag here, disable -ROT equals list, comma separated list of rotations to not be used while mining for testing purposes only. Use this using this for normal mining will reduce your overall average hash rate. Does not apply for the tuning process. I'm actually kind of interested in, I guess we could... Okay, I see what it means then. So you would get rid of different rotations within the miner. You know how it rotates through the different... Yeah, got it. Cool. All right. So that is basically good. If you have Alder Lake, get to testing. Let me know in the comment section below what your results are. I'm going to try to get to testing the 12900K this evening. We do have to test Gminer still first. That video will come out, then the Alder Lake. We'll probably just run the tune overnight, to be honest. It really depends on what my time looks like today. All right, so ErgoDex is launched. It does not work in Brave browser. So I already tweeted at them, but you cannot connect your wallet in Brave browser. It only works in Chrome. And as you guys can see up here, I do have that connected. Sorry for the hotel. We're just going to quit. All right. So I do have it, built into Brave. Whatever is going on, it's not working. I have tweeted at them. We are testing it in Chrome. And then all this stuff happened yesterday. So I have a ton of work to get done for you guys. The part of this crypto mining morning show is to be able to get as much information into y'all's hands as possible so you can start playing with it. But we have new miner releases for light hash rate unlock to test. We have new miner releases for, of course, Raptorium. We have ErgoDex to test and get how-tos out for. It's insane. It's crazy. But it is here right now. I think there's only 2 tokens, SIG RSV and SIG USD. So you have those 2. And then obviously you can switch that from the Ergo. And currently Cardano is not supported yet. So there you go. I will be trying to connect the wallet through Chrome and then moving some stuff around, playing with it, and then getting a video out for you guys. This is a big deal, really. Obviously, the full functionality is not there. But the big deal is essentially having a GPU mineable project that is closely tied to a very well-performing cryptocurrency in basically Cardano. And that's kind of the tie. That's the play. That's the play for the GPU miners. It's important, right? It offers that tie-in. It offers another profitable GPU mineable coin. Ergo is going to be a big deal. Seeing launches like this, like the DEX, is important, right? So hopefully, this will function good and we'll get it all out and all that sort of thing, right? As far as Cardano as a project. I don't follow it as closely as I do Polkadot personally from a development standpoint. If they're having some more issues, you know, I see that in chat. You say Cardano's been losing lately. I don't really actually know specifically what you would mean losing, like losing price, or is it falling behind in development? For Ergo, though, obviously we're getting more development here, which is important. So I think that that is a big deal. Let's take a look at the biggest pumpers for the day. And we are looking for proof of work coins. So we do not care about IOTEX, but IOTX, you know, I wish I probably do have a bag of this actually. We did a video on it. We did WTF is because it was very interesting. It's IoT on the blockchain. It's very cool. I probably have a bag. I need to go find it, obviously, because this is wild. It's wild. I'm gonna try to move my camera down here. I don't know. Whatever. Brr! All right. So, anyways, we're gonna skip that. The big proof of work pumper, Kadena, is it KDA? Kadena, Kadena. I should learn how to pronounce things. Regardless, big pump. Yesterday, I think Vosscoin came out with a video on a miner that nobody can purchase. So, yeah. I think that miner's doing like $400 a day. That's insane. That's my entire farm right now, which of course we'll show you guys here in a little bit where we're at with that. And then I think, if I recall, yeah. So the KD5, $433 a day on KDA. You have two other miners here. You have a gold shell KD2, $144 a day. I can't find one. And then you have the IB Link BMK1 Blake 2S miner. I don't know. I didn't know that mined KDA. That seems weird, but there you go. Those are kind of the three ASIC miners for KDA at this point. I haven't done much research on it. It is a proof of work coin, but I will need to do some research before I really have a good opinion on it, right? So there you go. And then the number 3 pump for the day, big news for GPU miners. We have Flux with a 28% increase. You guys should be familiar with Flux. I already did a how to mine Flux on HiveOS and Windows 11. We will also be starting to try to look at, you know, good cards for Flux, as well as overclocking, intricacies, and so on. Just give me some time to get everything set up. Like I said, we are kind of we're in a weird spot where I'm trying to catch up, and I'm kind of displaced. So just bear with me while we get to all that. That sort of content is the content I love to do, but is also very time-consuming content. We're talking, you know, hours upon hours of testing and basically days of like testing and creating it. So you're just gonna have to bear with me there. Some honorable mentions: Electronium and Verge, pretty funny. The reason I point those out, those were big coins that people were thinking were gonna be like the big pumpers from last bull run. Watching them go up now is basically just being like, oh, okay, you know, obviously we're in altcoin season. Everything's starting to pump. Even the old poop coins are pumping. So that's kind of where we're at as far as that goes. That's basically a warning sign of essentially, you know, slow down. But that is it. No, we're not missing Raptorium, and we already talked about Raptorium. We were talking specifically about basically the top 3 pumpers here for right now, specifically. All right, so if you guys are interested in ASIC miners, like we said, the Kadena, I don't know, they're pumping the most. There are some outliers, you know, your Dash miners, because we saw that Dash pump from yesterday. Remember, we were looking at that, and Dash was pumping yesterday. What else do we got here? It's pretty much all. Yeah, it's all Dash and KDA until you get down to, I guess, Digibyte. Essentially. Something like that. I mean, yeah, asking if I can make a video on KDA is, I could, but it's also like, you can't get any of the hardware. I don't know. It'd be really hard to get. I'd love to have any of the miners, right? But I just don't. I don't know what this one is, but it's interesting. All right, let's hit up what to mine. And I have a 3090 plugged in here. If we take a look at the 3090, we're looking at $9.22 a day on Ethereum after power costs of 10 cents a kilowatt hour. Flux is moving on up. It's at $6.83 a day. So it's really pumping. If you're on light hash rate cards now, like let's say the 3080 Ti, you're still looking at Ergo on the 3080 Ti. I believe Flux is catching up to it though at 592. And then it's really, you know, depending on what you believe in, I suppose. Also, these numbers are probably a little off, and I'm probably going to, this is the first one. So first we're to wrap back around. What I have available to test right now is going to be the 3060s, right? And so I'm going to be throwing the 3060s on and testing out and validating Flux versus Ergo with overclocks, because that's going to be really important, right? So that's one of the goals. That's on my list of videos to get done right now. And that's kind of what we are going to be working on as far as, you know, here in the future, because I think while you can come into what to mine, right, and you can look at these numbers, it's not necessarily accurate on what they're, you know, what they're actually getting. So you gotta figure it out. I do think Flux with the Zelcore wallet is probably easier to liquidate than Ergo, at least until Cardano is added to ErgoDex, and there's an easy way to switch between Ergo and Cardano. An easier way. An easier, cheaper way, non-custodial way. Self-custodial way. That's what you need for Ergo. Flux does to have that with the Zelcore wallet. So that's important. All right. And let's see. Well, yeah, and we'll be testing the 3060 Lite hash rate. Well, we have a revision 1 and a revision 2 back up here. So we have both. We do not have the dev driver though right now installed because we're on Windows 11. I always like to check the 5700 XT because it is the card that I have the most of. Ethereum is still most profitable, and Firo is way far behind at $2.50 a day. So we will be on Ethereum for the foreseeable future. And then, of course, everybody has some Polaris laying around, right? So let's take a look at the 580. And it's the same story. So there you go. Finally, my farm has a rig down. So at this time, I'm at like, well, it should be a little bit more, but I guess the average 4.73. The rig that went down, I'm going to go up and get back online today. The rig went down because last night I went to pull the two 3060s out for testing here. And when I did that, as you guys may know, essentially what happens in Hive is sometimes it will kick the overclock over to another card. So it kicked the 3060 overclock over to a 3090. I didn't fix it in time. It was really late. I was driving late at night. I got home, forgot about it, and the rig crashed last night. And I will have to go fix that today. But we're still okay, I suppose. Our unpaid balance is 0.1 right now. We've been mining a little over a day. Estimated profits 411 a day. And then we are at 15 kilowatts. And we are paying 5.5 cents a kilowatt hour. So we'll get an idea here real quick. Let's just say 15,000 times 0.55. Oop, 0.055. Our power bill will be about $825, and our rent's $1643. We're at $2,468 this month for cost. Oh, plus the internet, which is $150. 2618. So if we did 411 times 28, it's $11,500 this month in revenue, minus the 2618. That's $8,890 after cost. And then of course there's taxes and all that. Talk to a CPA or your local, whatever. Figure that out for yourself. I'll figure it out for me. All right. So we have about 30 minutes for questions. My hair is really bugging me. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't have any, I just want my coconut oil. I also don't like this light. I don't like this setup at all. Not at all. So, first of all, thanks for the membership, Jeff Rodriguez and Anonymous Miner. You guys rock. Thank you, guys. And then NSIG, here we'll get into questions, says Son of a Tech. How do you feel about Polygon payouts versus two miners Bitcoin payouts? I'm kind of... So... and this is kind of difficult. My understanding is that you are dependent on a centralized exchange for two miners Bitcoin payouts, which they had admitted issues with early on. And so if it works, it works and it's cool. But because they're also reliant on a separate exchange, they could end up getting in trouble, losing that Bitcoin that they swapped out. And it's not even necessarily their fault, but but the miners will pay the price, right? As opposed to my understanding with the Polygon ETH payouts is that's running on, right, like the Polygon Matic network, which is custodied by Ethermine and not by a separate third party. So even by principle of cryptocurrency, which is reducing the interaction and control of your finances by third parties, I would idealistically say that the Polygon ETH payouts are better. However, with a big caveat of course, Polygon being pretty dang centralized as well. So there you go. It is like I said, the custody being held by Ethermine seems to be better. And that is my limited understanding at this point. Happy Dictator says, will you be using the 100% unlock for Ergo? I would assume I would be. All right. Sandy says, why do you use Flexpool instead of Ethermine? Because Flexpool was paying more for a while. Chance says, do you think any CPA is good, or should you find someone that says they handle crypto? That is, preferably you want a CPA with a lot of years of experience that also handles crypto. Right? That'd be my preference. Sorry for chewing the ice there. It's tasty. We already talked about KDA. I am not mining it. I have never gotten one of their ASICs, and their ASICs are unavailable and were really, honestly, outside of my reach as far as financially goes. So, I mean, obviously, if I had one, that would be amazing, but I do not have one, unfortunately. Lana says 5950X CPU mining suggestion, currently doing XMR. Yeah, you probably want to move to Raptorium. It's more profitable right now. That may be changing, primarily due to the fact that the difficulty on Raptorium is skyrocketing, but it's still more profitable right now. So look at moving to Raptorium. Purple Viking says, do you have thoughts on Nano from Zero Fees? I do not. I'm sorry. I do not have enough information. I know that it's like 2 miners, and we kind of talked about the 2 miners. My understanding is for the Nano, they are still working with a third party to exchange it. So, as far as Nano itself, I have no opinion on it. As far as its integration with 2 miners, my concern is the custody of it. Nathan, thank you for the $20. $20 is $20. Tim Lamb says, how do you start mining? Check out my channel on the front page. There's a how-to for mining Ethereum on Windows. Start there and then kind of move out from there. That should cover everything from like basic wallet setups to getting the everything installed on the PC and whatnot. All right. Do you buy GPUs from China? No, I do not. I've been buying them used and wherever I can kind of get them right now. Hey says, do you see promise in Raptorium? I see... It's a bull run right now, and what I see is what I see every single time in a bull run with a very ravenous community, which can service it well, but it can also be very off-putting, especially if there's not work being done on the project itself. I would put Raptorium in the bucket with Ravencoin right now. Omega 65 says, how many GPUs do you have right now? We have 101 GPUs online. We have another 10 offline right now. Ravkey asks, is it worth mining with the 11900K? If you got one, mine with it. You know, I did do a review on it before, but I have not tested it again. Now that Raptorium is a thing, that will be getting done soon. I actually do have a separate cooler for it. It is going into the farm. We will be going from there as soon as possible. Happy Dictator says, how's your Voscoin Mini doing? I think it's fine. I'm still getting paid out. You know, it's on the same as the L3 Plus. So it's like, I don't know. I'm getting like 60 Dogecoin a day and 0.01 Litecoin a day. Seems fine. Let's see. Nathan says, I know there has been a lot of recent changes. Are you using LOL Miner, NB Miner for the 3080 Ti's? I'm currently using NB Miner 39.7. That may change with the new release of G Miner, but I have not checked it out yet. Jacob Burgess says, I was slow on my super chat yesterday, but to re-ask, what cards are you looking at for versatility after 2.0? I know it's speculation. Yeah, I mean, obviously, like, I think we talk about it every time. You're looking at Ergo. I think Flux is coming up, right, as something that's a possibility. You know, the one that's lasted the longest is Ergo. Just for this cycle, it seems to have stayed around in the top mineable the longest. That Ravencoin is one, obviously. You know, we're just gonna have to keep a look. You know, keep a look on the market. You can go to What to Mine, keep an eye on it. See, Ravencoin's still there, Ergo's still there. Ethereum Classic, Vertcoin. Yeah, there's nothing crazy as far as like nothing brand new. The biggest one that was a surprise was Flux, but Flux doesn't run on, so Flux is not going to do anything on those, right? You need to have like NVIDIA for Flux to be any good. So there's that. All right. Pietro says, do you have an exit strategy? I don't know. This is a funny question that people keep asking. This is my full-time job. I'm not exiting shit. I mean, that's the way it is, right? My goal is to just build up enough and then keep buying more to where like the bear market doesn't impact me. You also have to keep in mind is like a lot of people are assuming that this is going to be exactly like it was last time, and it's not. Like, we have hyperinflation taking effect. We have a lot of stuff happening. We have shortages. We have an inability for people to get silicon printed. Like, bro, I'm not selling silicon gold as an exit strategy because I'm scared of the market when there's literally a shortage on that. This plays out different this time, I think. Obviously not financial advice. I have no exit strategy. I'm not exiting. Not exiting. KW says, what do you think of Chia Coin? Something's fishy. That's it. It's all. I feel fishy about it. You know, we had the interview with Mr. Bram Cohen. My understanding is that he does have, I forget what it was, but, you know, like some personality disorder stuff that maybe is part of the tics that are going on. But to be frank, I don't trust him or the team very much from what I've seen from them. So I have very low confidence and very low trust in the team. And it's hard, and that's just because it's very hard to read exactly what they're trying to do. All right. Latrell says, any tips for buying a used GPU? Do you ever have issues getting a bad GPU? You know, if you're gonna, you can always ask for them to like prove that it works or whatever. I've been buying some used ones where he has to ship them to me. In that case, I've been buying one at a time. I have to spend more in shipping, but then I'm not, you know, dumping a lump sum and taking a risk. Also, they've been 3090s and they've needed pads pretty much across the board. If you're willing to pad and paste, I think you're pretty good. And then just make sure you get the card. If it's a 3000 series and you got the box and everything, more than likely you're good to go with RMA as well. But RMAs will take a while. All right. Looking for more tags. Jacob Burgess, thanks for joining the memberships. Raymond says, do you hold ETH or sell it for fiat to buy more GPUs? Always selling to buy more GPUs whenever GPUs are available. Or trying to upgrade the facility to support more mining equipment. And I should say mining equipment in general. ASICs, whatever it may be. And then I don't hold any ETH. Any ETH that is sitting there that I've mined, I try to swap out for Bitcoin just because I don't trust the ETH devs. But I'm sure ETH will make a lot of money. So, not financial advice. That's just what I'm doing. I got to stick up my bum when it comes to Ethereum. Someone says, do you have any crypto node validator set up along with your miners? Yes, I do. Ravencoin, though, is pretty much the only one up and running. Yeah. All right, we're coming down here. Doesn't RMA risk LHR coming back? Stuart, I haven't had any issues with RMA on light hash rate cards or non-light hash rate cards. Jacob Burgess says, oh, yeah, cool. Yeah. Thanks for the deal again. Trying to catch the questions, boys. Camille, I have about 1.5 gigahash. Would you recommend any solo mining or any other coins, or should you keep mining ETH in a pool? Look, here's the thing. I know, like, there's like we have the videos of like how to mine Flux. There's obviously like the videos from Red Panda Mining where he said, like, you know, made more solo mining Firo. This started happening like last bull run where people were hopping coins all the time. I think that's fine for hobby mining. Excuse me. Let me clear this out. And it's fun, right? But what exchanges are they on? How fast can you liquidate? Can you actually get what profits you think you're getting, right? Like, sure, it's pumping out and it says estimated profit, blah, 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 but is the supply really low? Like, if you put it up on an exchange or like something like Trade Ogre, is anybody going to buy it from you? Is there enough volume in that price that you're going to sell it all at that? Or is it going to dip down and crash the market whenever you try to sell whatever crap coin that you've been mining for a while? Or you're going to have to sell little bits at a time to liquidate so you don't crash the market for that particular coin? There's a lot of issues going on with it. If you're a larger miner, in general, like I don't know, about 1.5 gigahash is probably enough to be pretty stable on ETH, I would assume at this point, right? Like almost $100 a day, something around there. Yeah. You're just going to be able to liquidate it easier. It has high volume. You can take that and you can buy the crappier coins and then hold those if that's what you want to do. It's very, like, you're playing with a lot of variables when it comes down to it. I think doing it here and there is fun. Is it advisable? I don't know. I don't know that I would advise it. I would just say keep mining ETH on a pool at this point. But it is fun. We got about 15 minutes left, boys. Omega65 says, where do you buy your GPUs? You get some killer deals. I just, I'm lucky to have a YouTube channel. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, that's kind of it. Like, when I got the 3070s from the guy that passed away, it was, I was already talking about buying the 3070s from him when his friend took over and inherited that. He also got access to his Twitter, and so he popped into the Twitter and was like, "Oh, you'll buy him. I need to get rid of him." Right? So that's, you know, part of just being being a YouTuber, that that's an advantage that I'm not gonna like hide from any of y'all. The 3090s that I've been picking up for $1,800, same deal. Somebody emailed me, said, "Hey, I got these 3090s. I want to get rid of them. Will you buy them from me?" And I said, "Yep." You know, the rest of the deals that I get, though, are pretty much the same as everybody else. Zotac right now has 3070 Ti's. You can order one, and they're $11.60 a piece. Let me go pull that up for you guys. So I don't know how many are left, but I'll link that to you guys here. I just had a buddy, you know, find it and shoot it off to me. They are in stock right now, so if you want a 3070 Ti, there you go. And then I go wait and do the digital line every 30 days at Micro Center. And then I try to follow the Best Buy drops. So I'm not really any different than anybody else as far as those go. The only places where I've gotten the really good deals, like I said, was because of YouTube. MCW says, what would use less electric, 11 GPUs or 11 laptops with the same GPUs? 11 GPUs on a single motherboard would use less power. Omega 65 says, "Do you have a team or is it just you?" It's just me. I have nobody else working with me. I was trying to grow the channel enough to afford employees and so on. At this time, you know, I don't really think it's feasible. One, life is really expensive. So like, I'm just trying to stay afloat while I do everything. And two, to hire employees in the States is extremely expensive. And if I did, like, I would want to pay really well. So the goal is to just keep building. It's a snowball effect. Keep building, keep building. You know, if we have a crash in the market, and I'm kind of also planning on that happening, then I'll just have to keep building through that. And eventually, hopefully, it's just too big to matter. Hopefully, I can, you know, get better and more content out. Maybe part of that, you know, is getting people. Now, I do have a guy that does thumbnails, to be fair. I do have that. But that's like a contractor. But I don't have like a team. Andrew says, "Son of a tech, should I focus on ROI time or how much I could sell the GPUs for after 2.0, or should I consider both?" ROI time, I would think, personally. ROI time on on ETH. Actually, even if the coin says it's more profitable on something else, I would still calculate ROI based on ETH. And then make sure that ROI happens before June. Right? Just to be safe. It's like crypto mining and crypto in general. It's really risky no matter what. So if you're risk adverse, no. But, you know, if you want to be safe within the risk, then those are kind of the metrics you would look at, right? Oops, I jumped down too far. I'm trying to answer everybody that I can. What if God was one of us? Scott Schultz says, "Lots of chatter lately about game devs implementing in-game income. What do you think about that?" Yeah, I already made a video on it. I don't think it's good. So economies in games are already difficult as it is. Yeah, there's been very few economies within MMOs that have ever worked out. I would say, out of those, I can only think of one that ever really worked, and it doesn't work anymore. But World of Warcraft used to work up until probably Cataclysm, right? But if you look at even most recently New World, if you look at New World and the economy issues there, it's like the auction house and the economy doesn't work so much to the point to where, people are trading between each other as opposed to using the auction house. In addition to that, they also had the huge glitch that people were basically getting a whole bunch of gold out of, which was getting dumped into the economy. First, they had deflation issues. Then they had severe inflation issues. And the severe inflation issues were due to bugs in the code. Game developers are not economists, so already trying to shape that is difficult. Then you compound that with bugs, glitches, and stuff affecting that negatively, right? And basically destroying the whole economy. And that's going to compound onto the issues. It's a nice idea. I don't think it will work because it never has really worked. And we've seen people try to implement that, even just within the in-game currency. Then you have the whole example of like Diablo 3 and the real money auction house that was a disaster as well. Part of that issue was, the drop rates of stuff and it not prioritizing your class for your drop rates. But you'd be trying to build a barbarian and only get wizard drops. And then you go into the auction house and the barbarian piece would drop way less than the wizard piece. So you could sell the wizard high piece for $100, but your barbarian piece was $1,000. It was just a disaster. And that's kind of like, those are all examples of like why I don't see it functioning well anytime soon. I just don't. Paul says, replace the thermal pads on any Asus 3080 Ti's. I'm wondering what the thickness to get. I have some 3080s or 3070s. I don't have any 3080 Ti's from Asus. Sorry. Anonymous Miner says, next bull run, full-time crew. Yeah. Let's see. People are liability, says Fun Dumb. Yeah, you're not lying, man. That is one thing. I assume all the risk. I assume all the rewards. Nobody can get mad at me, right? I can turn down sponsors. I can adhere to my own moral and ethical decisions without consulting some other party that may value quick money up front over longevity and trust with the audience, which is a big one too. I've seen a lot of emails come through that are like, just do a video on X coin and we'll pay you 10 grand. You know what I mean? Don't say anything. Just make the video on it and we'll pay you 10 grand. Stuff like that, right? If you had like a partner that you were working on like a YouTube channel with, or you're like really big, like a team like BitBoy Crypto, it's going to be really hard to like turn down 10 grand, right? Which is why I think they do those coin reviews, by the way. Because you got a whole team, you got a lot of mouths to feed. So you compromise a lot of stuff there. And I think it can be dangerous, right? And that's not, if you want to do like the coin reviews and you can work that out within your own deal and you think like everything's good there, that's like your decision. My point being is I don't want a team that influences that decision, because for me personally, ethically, that's against what I feel is okay. That's kind of where it's at. But inevitably too, you're going to accidentally pump and dump stuff. It's a weird market to be in, right? Luckily, like I know like Raptorium, like I got a tweet saying like you doubled the price by talking about it. I don't even own any Raptorium. I've mined a bit. I've been mining it and selling it and swapping it for Litecoin. I don't know. That's what I was doing. So not like I directly related to it, but I could have if I was holding that, right? It was like an accidental thing. Anyways, it's a weird space. So I'm trying to be as careful as possible. Mega 6 says, are you worried about your recent expansion and the inevitable bear market? Why is the bear market inevitable? A. B. No. I've been broke before. I don't really care. The bed's color changing. Probably because of the filters or the lights going on. But I'll check it. Thanks for letting me know. Raymond says, have you looked at Rocket Pool and the ETH staking services? No, I have not. I've talked about ETH staking services. I could look at it. Are they non-custodial? All right. Sorry, getting down here. Thanks for the $40, Goose. Goose asked, based on all the things Ergo is trying to achieve, do you think it has the Bitcoin potential? I believe so. Your thoughts? No, not at all. Not even close to Bitcoin potential. I think its greatest claim to fame is being an oracle for Cardano. MCW says, do you know of any solar battery systems that can power my 1,000-watt mining system instead of using the electric company? No. So, I mean, that's only 1 kilowatt, so there's probably something you can find that would be cheap. But I have not looked into that, really. ERT Ted says, I'm a coal miner. We talked a couple months ago about coal and trying to look into console there, bringing another longwall online with most of the production going to China in 22 and 23. Thanks for the info, ERT. I'll add it to my list. Crypto Pope says, Son of a Tech, given your cloud admin background, what are your thoughts on leveraging AWS for CPU mining? In most cases, it's against terms of service for AWS. At least what I've seen previously. So you probably get shut off. It could be, is it profitable? I don't really actually know at this time if it is profitable or not. One of the things you could do, though, just for fun, right, is get like a free trial of like Azure or AWS. I think Azure you can get free trials for pretty easy and test it out. All right. We got about 3 minutes left, so I'm going to wrap it up. Have I thought about solar? Yes, of course I thought about solar, but to expand faster, it's better to just move to a place that has cheaper power. Solar is very expensive. Your ROI on it is like stupid. Paul says, Son of a Tech, the Ethermine Matic payout video was a game changer for you. Cool, man. Even better now, it's possible to bridge out for free. Gotta love cashing out daily. There you go, man. Where are you bridging out for free right now at? All right. So tonight, I'm going to test Gminer. I'm going to try to also test the new CPUminer for the 12900K. And then we are also going to start playing with ErgoDex. I do not know when all of these videos will come out, but they should be coming out this week at some point. And then we will be doing another live show in the morning tomorrow at 9:45 a.m. And then from there, I will be headed to jiu-jitsu. No jiu-jitsu today, but I will be hitting the gym. So there you go. Don't forget to follow me on the socials if you want to follow along on Twitter at Son of a Tech. It may be a little depressing right now. I'm going through some stuff, but you know, I do try to be transparent and share all that stuff with you guys. I try to be transparent in everything in my life, even as hard as that can be, because I am human and I make mistakes. But I think it's important to be transparent, acknowledge your mistakes, and try to improve and get better. And there's where we're at. I will see you guys next Tuesday.